Disney World has so many incredible snacks, but just because everyone seems to love Dole Whip or Mickey pretzels doesn't mean you will. We've asked you what foods were one and done for you, and those snacks you just totally regret ever eating. Some of you came up with some pretty controversial answers, so let's see what you said. Hey everybody, it's AJ for Disney Food Blog. If it's food in Disney World, chances are we've tried it. Sure, we have our favorites, and you might too, but it doesn't mean we love everything we try. But this time we reached out to you, our viewers, on Instagram, and we wanted to know what Disney foods many of you just are not feeling. Some of the answers were pretty surprising, and we're going to start out with one that maybe isn't so surprising, at least not to me, I'm sorry to say, the turkey leg. Yep, starting off with a big one. Disney turkey legs have a serious cult following in a good and bad way. They've been the subject of merchandise like hats, t-shirts, magnets, even air fresheners. So yes, I'm gonna let you think for a second about what a turkey leg air freshener smells like. Okay, got it? Okay. But some people seriously love these giant hunks of meat. Now, between Disney World and Disneyland, it's estimated that more than 2 million turkey legs are sold each year. That's a lot of turkeys. They're huge, salty, and smoky. Seriously, they're massive. Most clock in at about 1.5 pounds. They're about 1,000 calories each. These things are a challenge to conquer for one person. You can typically find them in all 4 Disney World theme parks at spots like Prince Eric's Village Market and Fantasyland and Fife and Drum and the American Adventure and Epcot, but they might be most well known in Magic Kingdom at the Turkey Leg Cart in Frontierland. Now, some people told us they just don't feel like their Disney World trip has started till they unleash their inner caveman and chomp into a massive turkey leg, but a lot of you disagree. You can't get past how greasy these can be to handle and how these things are majorly salty. They are cured in a salt solution similar to a ham, so prepare to have lots of water on hand to wash it down. In fact, some of you noted that these taste less like turkey and more like a terribly boiled hot dog, quote unquote, or ham. And yes, they do kind of have a hammy taste to them. You'll probably be downing water all day after one of these. According to a number of nutritional databases, the sodium content in a typical turkey leg is a staggering 6 days worth of sodium. The saltiness was a common complaint with our viewers. Now, these aren't exactly health food either. Many databases list an average turkey leg as having 54 grams of fat. That's more fat than the average human is supposed to eat in a day. And sorry guys, you might have heard that old rumor that these are made of emu. They are in fact turkey. The ones you eat on Thanksgiving are average female turkeys, but males, called toms, can be up to 50 pounds in size, hence the massive legs. Now, I'd like to know in the comments if you love turkey legs or hate turkey legs, because I know this is a very, very divisive snack. All right, number 2 food you regret eating in Disney World. This one breaks my heart, not gonna lie. School bread. Anytime we ask our team or our viewers or our readers about a snack they just don't get the appeal of, school bread often gets a mention. Now, you can find this kind of a donut, kind of a bread at Kringla Bakery Og Cafe in the Norway Pavilion at Epcot. This is a sweet bread filled with a thick vanilla pastry cream topped with icing and toasted coconut. We've sung its praises for years, and for many of us, a day in Epcot requires chomping into school bread. Others simply don't agree. This can be a hit or miss treat in terms of freshness. We've had nice, soft, fluffy ones just as much as we've had slightly stale ones. If you end up with a stale one, that could turn you off from this immediately if you're expecting a donutty soft bite. Obviously, the coconut haters among us might not like this treat. Though the coconut is just limited to the top, it does definitely influence the snack. Now, we had a viewer comment they thought these were too spicy for them. So let us clarify. The bread is spiced. It tastes more like a mildly nutmeggy flavor to us. Think like cinnamony Christmas vibe, but what it probably is cardamom. But in our experience, it's not spicy, hot spicy, but it does have that extra flavor to it. Now, we think this is a definite try it at least once type treat, so see which side of the school bread fence you fall on. All right, next one is blue and green milk. We knew this one would be on the list. Ever since Star Wars Galaxy's Edge opened in Disney World and Disneyland, people were excited to finally get to try the famous blue milk from Star Wars. You can find these, not surprisingly, in Galaxy's Edge at Hollywood Studios at the cleverly named Milk Stand. Take a wild guess what they all sell here. These are definitely worth a purchase, if only to snap some photographs and say you tried them. They're majorly Instagrammable and they look really cool. People's dislike of these seem to stem from two places, the taste and the texture. The flavors were meant to be otherworldly, so they combine a lot of fruity and floral flavors in the drinks, and this is a case where too many flavors happening at once results in it not really tasting like anything super enjoyable at all. The blue milk is flavored with dragon fruit, pineapple, lime, and watermelon, and the result is a mildly generic fruit flavor. The green milk skews more citrus with mandarin orange, passion fruit, grapefruit, and orange blossom, and for me this is kind of a perfume floral flavor. And a lot of you noted that the green tastes way too flowery for your taste. As for the texture, these are soft frozen, so think a bit softer than a Slurpee type consistency, and made from a blend of coconut and rice milks. This means they're totally dairy-free despite the name. The plant-based milks have a more watery mouthfeel, and they lack that creaminess that you would expect from milk. This is hard to explain. You get kind of like an icy flavor, but it wants to be creamy, and so it's just not making it on any level. Now, we totally get how many of you thought this was underwhelming. It's definitely not milk, and there's a lot going on in each cup. One reader even said it made him gag. Yikes. Note you can add a shot of rum to the blue milk or tequila to the green in Disney World, and we find this ups the palatability a little bit. All right, another one that breaks my heart, the Pongu Lumpia. If there's a snack that divides our team more than the Pongu Lumpia in Animal Kingdom, we've yet to find it. Seems many of you feel the same way. You're going to find these at Pongu Pongu in the Avatar section of Animal Kingdom. These are made with thin spring roll wrappers filled with sweetened cream cheese and crushed pineapple. The whole thing gets rolled in sugar. As simple as this snack sounds, some people just don't love the mix of warm cream cheese and pineapple, and as I say it, yes, it sounds weird. I really like it though. But it's definitely a unique combination you might want to try for yourself and see what you think. It can't be that disliked though. Disneyland's Tropical Hideaway served a very similar version of the same lumpia. With theirs, the pineapple was in a dipping sauce, not in the filling. And just like we've seen on our team, while some may hate this, it definitely has its fans. All right, number 5 on our list is Coral Reef Restaurant. That's right, an entire restaurant. We got a lot of snack suggestions when we asked for foods you won't repeat in Disney World, but one restaurant kept showing up a lot. Coral Reef in Epcot. And this opening day restaurant is largely unchanged since it first opened back in 1982, and it kind of shows in the decor. This place feels a bit dated. The big appeal of eating here, of course, is the panoramic glass windows looking into the massive Living Seas fish tank. You can watch all sorts of marine life swim by as you eat marine life. You even get a cool picture guide to help you identify the fish while you eat. The menu here is all about seafood. Again, try not to think about eating the fishes swimming in front of you. That's gotta be more than a little awkward for the fish. Seafood is hard to nail for a lot of restaurants. Fish especially can be difficult to get the freshest varieties and then prepare it to each guest's liking. And don't forget, in Disney World, you've got a lot of different palates. I mean, these restaurants have to please so many different people from all around the world, so it is not an easy feat. Now, a number of you specifically noted that the mahi-mahi here was not good, which is interesting. I've never heard that it was that kind of universally disliked, but take that as a note if you're going to eat at Coral Reef. Now, if you're looking for seafood in Disney World, you can definitely find better elsewhere. Boathouse or Paddlefish over in Disney Springs, Narcoossee's in the Grand Floridian, Blue Zoo over in Disney World's Dolphin Resort. Lots of good seafood all around Disney World. But we do suspect the shade for Coral Reef comes mostly from guests regretting picking it over any of the other great restaurants in Epcot. This park is known for its wide selection of unique and delicious restaurant options for good reason. Throw a rock in any direction in World Showcase and you're likely to find something good to eat. But Coral Reef is one of just 2 sit-down restaurants in Future World until Space 220 ever opens. So if you don't want eats themed around the foods of a particular country, this could be a good option for you. But don't forget, Garden Grill is right over in the Land Pavilion. It's a character meal, really, really good food. I'd probably choose that over Coral Reef just about every time unless I had a kid who was super into aquariums. All right, number 6 on this list, Disney Pizza. Another common food we saw make the list was Disney's puffy pizzas. Honestly, we totally get this one. Words like terrible and awful were thrown around a lot in your responses. Now, Disney fast food pizzas usually come in 2 varieties: flatbreads and pillowy, thick, round single-serve pizzas. The round single-serve ones are served at spots like Pizza Rizzo or Catalina Eddie's in Hollywood Studios or Pizza Fari in Animal Kingdom. You'll also find this type of pizza on lots of sit-down restaurant kids menus. These are your generic fast food pizzas. Think along the lines of something you might find living in those warmers at a 7-Eleven. The crust is thick and doughy and often leads to a disproportionate amount of crust to sauce to cheese and toppings. So lots of pillowy crust, not a lot of sauce and cheese and toppings. We've had our fair share of pillowy Disney pizzas, usually with the toppings pooling in the middle and a massive outer ring of crust. It's not the best, but it'll do in a pinch if you're hungry. We've also rarely seen complaints from kiddos with these. The other style of pizza, flatbreads, seems to be slightly less disliked, and we'd have to agree. These are still made with pre-made crusts, but they're thin and rectangular. Topping and sauce ratios usually seem to fare better on these. And you'll find this kind of pizza at a lot of resort quick service spots like Captain Cook's at the Polynesian or in the parks at places like Pinocchio Village House in Magic Kingdom. We tend to find this second style of fast food pizza a bit more palatable, so if you see flatbread on the menu, that's going to be a better option than one of those circular single-serve pizzas. We've even downright liked the flatbreads at lounges like Tambu Lounge with creative toppings. So there are definitely options when it comes to pizza. And don't forget, we're just talking single-serve. If you head over to Via Napoli and order one of their larger pizzas, those are great, man. You go to Pizza Ponte in Disney Springs, lots of options there. Blaze Pizza in Disney Springs, it's a chain, but they do it well. So it's not all pizza in Disney, just those smaller single-serve options. Okay, now this next one scares me a little bit because, I work real hard on this channel to get people to realize that Disney World food is not just hockey puck burgers. But number 7 on this list of things you regret eating in Disney World is Disney burgers. This one's right up there with generic Disney pizza. Now, I want to clarify this, you guys. We are talking specifically about fast food Disney burgers, those frozen hockey puck overdone Disney burgers like you might find at Cosmic Rays in Magic Kingdom. Many of you said this spot wasn't your favorite, and we suspect it's for this reason. Now, these burgers aren't cooked to a specific temperature like they are at Deluxe Burger, where you can choose your temperature and it's fresh, not frozen, as far as I know. Anyway, Deluxe has great burgers, so they're left out of this argument. But your typical fast food burgers at Disney World, they're served well done. The meat can be really dry and tough and otherwise flavorless, and this style of fast food burger pops up at a lot of locations around the parks and again on lots of kids' menus. If you get one of these burgers, toppings can be your best friend. Sometimes enough good toppings can salvage an otherwise bland burger patty. Want to avoid bad burgers altogether? Good burgers in Disney World do exist. You're going to find them at sit-down restaurants around property or at spots like Deluxe Burger in Disney Springs, like I said. Boathouse has one of my favorite burgers in Walt Disney World. Believe it or not, I'm going to say it. Planet Hollywood has a couple of decent burgers. Raglan Road has a good burger. Yeah, they do exist. Oh, Yak and Yeti has that Wagyu burger. We got to do a new burger video. Producer, Megan, we got to do another burger video. Okay, we got lots to say about burgers, but typical fast food burgers, you guys said, nix them, not worth it, and I totally get that. All right, number 8. Are you ready to just turn off this video altogether? Because I think this is going to make some people pretty angry. Again, not my fault. We asked you guys. This is your answer. And it's Dole Whip. Now, you knew this one was coming, right? Don't turn off the video. You knew it was coming. You knew it would be out here. What is often lauded as the snack of Disney World actually has a lot of haters out there. Dole Whip is the ever popular dairy-free pineapple soft serve you can now find basically everywhere in Disney World. It's most well known at Aloha Isle in Magic Kingdom, but you can get it in all 4 parks. Epcot often has it on tap for whatever festival's going on, at many Disney hotels and even at Disney Springs. Lots of places even serve it up with booze now, so it's very popular. We've seen about 1,000,001 flavors come out in the past few years, like orange, raspberry, cherry, lemon, lime, even watermelon was here this year. So what's up, Dole Whip haters? Well, some think it's too sweet. We can't disagree. Pineapple Dole Whip, actually all Dole Whips, are very sweet. We prefer them served as a float with pineapple juice to help curb that sweetness a bit, but some just don't dig pineapple, and that's cool. It's not for everyone. Pineapple actually is a really weird thing to my tongue. It makes my tongue hurt. I don't know why. Happens to my mom too. It's pretty weird. Now, if you don't love the taste of pineapple, consider giving one of the other varieties a try. A lot of people really love the coconut Dole Whip. That's some people's serious jam over there at Aloha Isle in Magic Kingdom. I really like the raspberry, but that's got a little bit of tartness to it, so it's not quite as sweet. Now, Orange Dole Whip is featured prominently in Magic Kingdom's Sunshine Tree Terrace. There you can grab an I Lava You float with Orange Dole Whip, Strawberry Fanta, Passion Fruit Syrup, talk about sweet, and Pop Rocks. It's still super sweet, like I said, but the orange flavor might better suit the anti-pineapple bunch. Regardless of where you stand with this iconic treat, we doubt it's going anywhere anytime soon, so if you don't like it, then just avoid it, and then you get to save some money. Okay, moving on to a savory food in Magic Kingdom, we were super surprised how many of you are just not feeling the food over at Casey's Corner. We will always have a place in our heart for the corn dog nuggets we can dunk in warm cups of plastic cheese here, but they're also known for hot dogs, ranging from normal to, bigger than your arm sized hot dogs. The biggest complaint we saw, though, many of you didn't think a hot dog was worth your time in Disney World. I get that. There are lots more unique options out there. Casey's, which is still closed since Disney World reopened, often served up more unique varieties than your average chili dog, but they do have that too. Over the years, we've seen bacon mac and cheese top dogs, loaded mashed potato dogs, which is a pretty sweet deal, fried pickle topped hot dogs, and more. They're not afraid to come up with some wild combos here. When they're open, it's worth peeking at the menu to see if anything catches your eye. Now, if you can't wrap your head around eating just a hot dog in Disney World, I get it. It's not everyone's cup of tea. Just note that most of the fast food options in Magic Kingdom tend to be a bit more straightforward. Pizza, chicken nuggets, burgers mainly right now. Your most unique eats at Magic Kingdom are going to be Pecos Bills in Frontierland, and you're going to find a variety of Tex-Mex options there. Now, one thing I personally don't love about Casey's is that it feels very difficult to get your food there. There's always long lines, and when you finally get your food, you have to get your condiments, and then you have to find a place to sit. The only seating is outdoors. There's a few indoor tables, I guess you could argue, but they're always taken up when you're trying to find a table. So it's one of those rough places that most likely the only available seating is going to be outside. And so it's Orlando. It's either going to be hot or raining. So that can be a tough one. All right, number 10 on our list of what you regret eating in Disney World is Tony's Town Square. Aw, poor Tony's. The other sit-down restaurant that popped up more than a few times is this Italian joint in Magic Kingdom. Again, we haven't had the best experiences here, so we can kind of understand why it was listed frequently. This spot is all about Italian food. Its namesake, Tony, is the same Tony from Lady and the Tramp. If you've seen the film, you know he's fond of spaghetti and meatballs. By the way, a little aside here, I have really bad allergies today, and I am like sniffling and rubbing my eyes through this whole video because I just took a bike ride with my kid. So I apologize if I'm starting to sound like I have a sinus infection right now. It's just because my allergies are really getting to me at the moment. So we're almost done. It's cool. Don't worry. Okay, back to Tony's Town Square. The problem here isn't that Tony's is bad. The problem here tends to be that the food is bland and generic. It just doesn't feel like something you should have to spend a lot of money on. So spaghetti and meatballs, chicken parm, fettuccine alfredo, basic Italian staples that are done fine. They're okay. It's what you're going to get if you go to kind of a Italian restaurant, let's like one half step down from Olive Garden at your local shopping center. Now, for the price, the food is not particularly worth what you pay for it because, of course, you're at Disney, so you're shelling out some dough. Get it? Dough, Italian, bread, pasta. Okay. Beyond that, many people complained the flavor just wasn't there for them. Now, one complaint we saw was people noting the food was too salty. Honestly, on our last visit, we were surprised by how incredibly salty most of the food was. Sure, this could just be an off day in the kitchen, and you may love salt. I love salt, but readers noted it as well. A few people commented the tomato sauce used here lacked flavor and was too watery for their taste. And this isn't to say there's no good Italian food in Disney World. Disney Springs, honestly, there's so much Italian food in Disney World. Disney Springs has a ton of Italian places like Maria and Enzo's, Terralina Crafted Italian, Enzo's Hideaway. And over in Epcot, the Italy Pavilion has 2 decent Italian restaurants. TUTTO Italia is a more traditional Italian menu. Via Napoli is, of course, primarily pizzas, and Tutto Gusto, which is just a wine lounge there, has some really great options. So there's definitely good Italian food. Ooh, we didn't even mention Il Mulino. Il Mulino is one of my favorites over there at the Swan Resort. Super, super delicious spaghetti carbonara, which I will get all day long. So there is good Italian food in Disney World. The problem is Tony's is in Magic Kingdom, and it's the first restaurant you see, so a lot of people end up going there if they don't really plan ahead. Again, it's okay food, but it's okay food for, in your shopping mall, not in Disney World. And number 11, this is where we need to roll up the sleeves a little bit because we might come to blows. You guys regret eating the spring rolls in Magic Kingdom. This one stings a little bit. We've basically shouted from the rooftops how wonderful the spring rolls from the spring roll cart are in Magic Kingdom for years now. This little unassuming cart just outside the entrance to Adventureland typically serves up 2 varieties of spring rolls, and these flavors change from time to time, so you gotta check to see what's being served, but usually it's gonna be cheeseburger spring spring rolls, yum, and pepperoni pizza spring rolls, yum. Both of these flavors are pretty common. The pepperoni is served with a marinara dipping sauce, and the cheeseburger is now served with like a mayo-based sauce, similar to what you'd find on a burger as a secret sauce type of thing. But your big complaint here is grease. We even had one reader comment #grease as their big turnoff here. Another person referred to the inside as a greasy slurry. My heart. We can understand where you're coming from. They are deep fried and, in the case of the pizza option, stuffed with mega greasy pepperoni and cheese. The cheeseburger isn't much better, loaded with ground meat and cheese, and that can be a recipe for a really grease-filled bite. I get it. In our experience, these are usually fairly fresh and crispy and not too greasy, but with a fried spring roll filled with fatty fillings, a bit of grease is to be expected. So in the interest of honesty and empirical data, these are the results. You guys said you didn't love the spring rolls. That's fine. I'm not too hurt. I'm not too wounded. It's okay. We're still friends. I love the spring rolls. A lot of people love the spring rolls, and Disney made the spring rolls super expensive, which means they think people love the spring rolls. So I hope this helps you make your decision about the spring rolls. If you don't like grease or #grease, which is funny, I admit it, these will probably not be for you. All right, I'm going to be able to recover from this. I promise. Maybe that's why I sound like I have a sinus infection. You guys are making me cry about these choices, but that's okay. It's cool. It's cool. We want to be honest with you. Okay, picking myself up, moving on. That's what you guys regret eating in Disney World. Now, a lot of these things are definitely recommendations from DFB, things that a lot of people really do like in Disney World. So it's always great to get a balanced view. And like I always say, let us know in the comments what you think, because the best way to decide what you're going to spend your money on in Disney World is to see what other people thought. So be sure to let us know in the comments what you think. And as always, I thank you guys for listening. Thank you for watching. We love that you're here with us, and we absolutely love that you're giving us your thoughts over on Instagram. If you don't follow us on Instagram, you can find us over there. It's really easy at Disney Food Blog. As always, this is AJ for Disney Food Blog, and we'll see you real soon.